All right, we are back 1 minute until the start of our quarterfinals here. 500 meters on the ladies' side of the table. Still have 8 heats on both the men's and women's side. We'll have the top and bottom brackets on our first heat. 5 skaters: Roxane Baudry, Danae Blais, Claudia Gagnon, Camille Blais, Allison Shaw. Charles with an absolutely bullet start from 5th place on the line into 1st. So it's Charles and Danae Blais. Camille Blais following in 3rd place, trying to close down that gap. Charles pulling away now. Blais trying to keep it together and close it fast. Gagnon now doing 2 in and trying to build her speed, keep it wide. But with 2 laps to go, it looks like the 2 lead skaters, Charles and Danae Blais, are going to be pretty comfortable. So they take the bell. 9.2 second lap. They'll comfortably come to the line. Allison Shaw, Danae Blais finishing off that race and moving unofficially on to the semifinals. Our second of 4 top bracket 500 meter skater or heats, sorry. 4 skaters. Juliette Brindamour of Quebec, Renee Stinge, Ontario, Ricky Doak, New Brunswick, and Maggie Bénant of Ontario. Qualification in this 500 meter quarterfinal is 2+0. The top 2 skaters advancing to the next round or to the semifinals. Renee Stinge, one to watch in this race. She won all the distances at the national qualifier 3 weeks ago. Juliette Brindamour was also in the final yesterday. A false start there from Ricky Doak of New Brunswick. And we're underway. Not a huge surprise. Renee Stinge taking out to the lead. Ricky Doak following closely behind her. Brindamour with a bit of a slip there, losing some speed. She's going to have to work hard to get that back. Looking to have a little bit of a trouble with her left blade, perhaps, for Brindamour, but Stinge continuing to lead. Doak with a nice low upper body position in 2nd place. Bénant goes down, unfortunately, following that corner, but Stinge continues to lead now, opening up a bit of a gap over Doak. So they take the bell. Brindamour looking to maybe have a last-ditch effort here if she can close up that fairly substantial gap. As we come to the line, Renee Stinge moving on to the next round, unofficially going to the semifinals. Time of 45 flat. Seeing the fall there. Maggie Bénant hitting that nice movable mat system. Never nice to hit the mats, but if you have to hit the mats, you want to hit a movable pad system like we have here at the Olympic Oval. A lot of injuries have been prevented by that. It's too bad we don't see those a little bit more on the World Cup circuit, but it is what it is. Moving on to our 3rd of 4th top bracket. Quarterfinals, 4 skaters: Claudia Heaney, Maud Tremblay, Yuan Son, and Courtney Sarro. False start here. Courtney Sarro finishing 4th in the 500 meters, the national qualifier. Or make that third. Heaney with an explosive start, representing the Kitchener-Waterloo Cobras. But she is overtaken in the first straightaway by number 2, Maud Tremblay. Now Hee-Won Son trying to make a move on Heaney, bumping wide. Heaney going deep into the corner, allowing Courtney Sarro to come through from 4th into 2nd place. Now chasing down Maud Tremblay. Tremblay leading, swinging her arms and building up that speed. Sarro going straight by her, carrying that speed well and moving into the lead. As they come around to take the bell, it will be Sarro, Tremblay, and Heaney not giving up yet. She tries to close down the gap. At the line, Courtney Sarro, Maud Tremblay, unofficially 1-2, moving on to the semifinals. So in the previous race, we did have a penalty to Hee-Won Son of Alberta. And Claudia Heaney of Ontario will be advanced to the next round. False start here in our 4th quarterfinal. 4 skaters, Catherine Mailloux, Léa Tessier, Sabrina Paul, and Rosalie Tremblay on the line. False start assigned to position 4. This has 1 false start as the skaters come back to the line. This restart. And a fall there. Bit of a spill between Rosalie Tremblay and Catherine Mailloux. They'll call back this race due to the contact between the 2 skaters. Tremblay holding her elbow there. Getting a little bit sore, but she's shaking it off. Have to get back at it. Ice crew taking the chance, or making sure that the ice is in perfect condition here for these skaters. The referees confer. It's an interesting little thing happening right now at the coach's bench. If you're not familiar with the sport, you might be wondering what the heck these skaters are doing. They're getting their blades loosened and tightened. Blades, of course, are bent to help them turn left, and by loosening the bolts, they can release any tension that might have come into their blades due to a contact with their own or another skater's blades. This helps to restore the bend to where it was. Very micro adjustments made to the bend, but every little adjustment is felt by these skaters who are going around the track at up to 50 kilometers an hour. Need to have very finely tuned equipment. So we're off to a clean start here after that contact and fall in the last race. So number 2, Léa Tessier in front now, leading Sabrina Paul. Now moving into second place, Catherine Maillot with a nice pass. Rosalie Tremblay looking to see if she can move up from behind. Léa Tessier continues to lead with about 3 to 4 meters lead. Tremblay now into third, and they're going to come around and take the bell. We'll see if Tremblay can close down that gap and catch up to Catherine Maillot. Tessier looking comfortable in front. Tremblay going into the red zone to try and catch up and see if she can do it at the line. It looks like it will be close, but too little, too late. Unofficially, it will be Tessier first, Maillot second. And we move on to our second half of the brackets, or the lower half of the bracket. Advancement here will be 2+0 as skaters try to move into the D and E semifinals. Question there from Limp Bizkit about whether they can switch the blades if they do break. You can switch your blades, but of course there's a time is of the essence, so if you do break a blade, you have very little amount of time to do that. Very rare that a coach is able to change a blade in time for the start of the next race. Peter Geisel, coach for the Belgian team and former skater, was able to do that though at a World Cup in Salt Lake City, or perhaps that was Shanghai, but a couple weeks ago. Impressive pit stop or pit crew skills by Geisel to change one out. So just 2 skaters in our first bottom bracket semifinal. Flavie Laroche-Roy, Alison Saunier. Advancement is 2+0, so both these skaters will move on to the next round, but they have to race because they need to have the better time. The better position they'll have on the line in the next round. So Alison Saunier now getting passed back by Flavie Laroche-Roy. Good little battle between these 2 skaters. Laroche-Roy in the lead as they take the bell. Last lap for these 2 skaters as they push all the way to the line. Laroche-Roy coming across the line in first, Saunier second. Both those skaters will advance to the E semifinal. In our second lower bracket heat, 4 skaters, Jade Quevillon, Mika Sun of Ontario, Béatrice Delorme of Quebec, and Marianne Gay of Quebec. Clean start for Jade Quevillon. Mika Sun of Ontario closely behind her in second. Skaters trying to build up their speed in this early part of this 500 meter sprint. Sun continuing to chase down Quevillon. Now moving into third place is Marianne Gay, who's attempted pass back by Béatrice Delorme. Gay unfortunately going down. Jade Quevillon still leading from Sun, and Béatrice Delorme had some contact with Marianne Gay. Marianne Gay now back on her feet, looking to finish off her last lap. She seems to be all right. See her finishing. Catch a replay here. Have Delorme was trying to just get inside of Gay there and pushed out Gay, who subsequently went down. Have to see what the refs say about this one, but there was some definite contact there. Always a bit of a dance for the skaters. They've got to decide what's the line between too much and too little, and when to be too aggressive or when to pull the parachute. And that one looked like Beatrice Delorme decided to go for the pass, unfortunately taking out Marianne Gay. Referee's now taking a chance to look at the video on that and see if any call needs to be made. So a bit of a delay here while they look at the replays, and we'll take a quick chance to take a recap of the World Cup, Short Track World Cup that's happening in Gangneung, Korea right now, or last night in North America, yesterday in Korea. Had our 1,000 meter and 1,500 meter finals. Awesome racing, great results for Canadians. 5 medals for the Canadians. Marianne Saint-Gelais and Kim Boutin took second and third behind the Korean Shim Seok-hee in the ladies' 1,500 meters. The women's 1,000 meters, Marie-Ève Drolet, the very impressive Marie-Ève Drolet, coming back from giving birth to her daughter. Bronze medal in the 1,000 meters behind Elise Christie and Choi Min-jin. So no call in that previous race. And we're ready for the next race. We got 4 skaters in this one: Éliane Martin, Ariane Bourget, Juliette Grenier, Léa Chamberlain-Dostie. And we're away cleanly this time. Éliane Martin getting a strong start here, leading out Ariane Bourget, but moving quickly into second. Bit of contact there in the straightaway between Chamberlain-Dostie and Bourget, but still Éliane Martin leading this race. They come around 2 laps to go. The skaters, of course, competing for a spot in the E and F semifinals as they take the bell. It's still Martin followed by Chamberlain-Dostie. It's going to be a tight race here with Bourget closing down the gap. We'll see if we have a photo finish. It will be unofficially Éliane Martin and Léa Chamberlain-Dostie, 1 and 2. So just to finish up a recap of last night's World Cup racing. The last 2 Canadian medals were Pascal Dion and Patrick Duffy taking second and third in the men's 1,000 meters. Really good day for Canadians overall. Canadian women qualifying for the final in the relay as well. And Lee Jung-soo, 2-time gold medalist at the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver, is slowly making his comeback with a big victory in the 1,500 meters. Had a fantastic outside-inside pass on World Cup leader in that distance, Shinky Connect, in the last straightaway to take the win in front of his home crowd. And you can catch coverage of that World Cup tonight. Check out the ISU.org website. You'll find links to the live broadcast. It should be starting around 9 or 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time tonight, so around 11 or 12 midnight in Quebec. So if you want to stay up all night and watch short track, there's your opportunity. In our final bottom bracket quarterfinal, 4 skaters, Abby Young and Boudreau Alexandre, Ariel Paquette, and Karina Momny. And Boudreau Alexandre getting out to the lead, followed by Abby Young of Alberta. Karina Momny in third, and Ariel Paquette bringing up the rear. Abby Young looking to see if she can set up a pass here. Skating a little bit tighter than the other skater who's in first, Boudreau Alexandre. Young doesn't seem to be able to have the speed she's looking for to get by, but they'll take the bell, and it will be Boudreau Alexandre, Abby Young, and Karina Momny, 1, 2, 3. Top 2 skaters advancing into the E or F semifinals here in our bottom bracket. And at the line, it will be Abby Young second, and Anne Boudreau Alexandre winning that final heat. Our quarterfinal in our women's side. So without any delay, we are getting ready to move into our top bracket for our men's 500-meter quarterfinals. Qualification in this top bracket will be 2+0, and these skaters will be looking for a spot in our A and B semifinals. Top 2 skaters moving on to those A and B semifinals. Third and fourth place skaters moving on to the C and D semifinals. Of course, skaters want to be in that top 2 so they can have a chance to get those big points later this afternoon. 5 skaters in our first heat, as we did have an advancement in that first round. Marc-Olivier Lemay in the first position. Charles-Émile Gélinas-Dion, put on cast numéro 2. Helmet cover number 3, Alexander Hale of Ontario. Julien Armand, number 4. Mitchell Schrum, number 5. Schrum was advanced from the last heat after he was impeded on by another skater. So 2 skaters from Ontario, 3 skaters from Quebec. And we are off. Marc-Olivier Lemay leading it out. He who won the 1500 meter yesterday. Charles-Émile Gélinas passed by Alexander Hale there. Lemay looking comfortable in front. Hale in second place in a battle with Charles-Émile Gélinas-Dion. Gélinas-Dion will have to look to set up a pass here. Mitchell Schrum moving in fourth, trying to build up some speed. See if Gélinas-Dion in third place can set up something on Hale. Hale looking to keep his track tight and protect his spot, looking behind him over his shoulder. Seeing he's right together and hearing it from his coach, Gélinas-Dion looking on the inside for a last chance effort. But at the line, it will be Lemay. Alexander Hale with a little bit of a fist bump there. Moving on unofficially to the top 2 semifinals. Move on to our second top bracket quarterfinal for the men. 4 skaters. Jordan Pierre-Gilles, Tommy-Amelin Laberec, Alexis Marceau et Jean-Sébastien Beaune. Jordan Pierre-Gilles was the winner of the 1,000 meters at the Short Track Intercontinental Championship. right here at the Olympic Oval back in October. He was part of a Quebec contingent Canadian team that featured Marc-Olivier Lemay and Maxime Raymond-Chitaya, who we will see in the next race, as well as Gibson Aimbeau. So it's Pierre-Gilles, Amelin Labrec, Marceau, Beaume. False start there. So false start assigned to lane number 1. This time they're away cleanly. Jordan Pierre-Gilles with a bullet start, taking 2 meters right away from Alexis Marceau. Marceau winding it up in second. Tommy Amelin Labrec in third. Pierre-Gilles looking smooth and continuing to build his lead. Very controlled technique, a nice stable upper body from Gilles. Alexis Marceau still in third, or second, sorry, as Amelin Labrec goes down. Bell lap. Alexis Marceau in second will look to hold on to that position and move on to the next round. And at the line, it will be Jordan Pierre-Gilles first. Alexis Marceau taking second, and those two will unofficially qualify to the top semifinals. 41.8 seconds for Gilles. Of course, the ice can be quite fast here at the Olympic Oval. Canadian junior record for the men in the 500 meters held by Maxime Fortin. .9 seconds. You see there Tommy Amelin Labrec going down. His impact being absorbed by the mats. Our next race we have Maxime Raymond-Chitaya, Félix Chamain, Francis Dumichel, and Gibson Aimbeau. So full start there. I am seeing some Discord about the 41.9 from Maxime Fortin. That's the data I'm pulling off the Speedskate Canada website. If it is wrong, my mistake, and I apologize for that. That is the data that I have. So we're off to a clean start in the third quarterfinal of the top bracket. Maxime Raymond-Chitaya quickly into the lead. Félix Chamain closely following in second. Gibson Aimbeau in third. Chamain now inside and holding on to that. Maxime Raymond-Chitaya now in second. Aimbeau looking to see if he can get an opportunity to pass. Trying there on Chitaya, but Chitaya quickly throws up the defense. Chamain and Chitaya doing a very tight defensive track. Chamain looking good here as we come to the last lap. Aimbeau and Dumichel have a bit of contact, and it will be coming through the line. Chamain and Maxime Raymond-Chitaya 1-2 unofficially. We move into our fourth of 4 top bracket heats in the quarterfinals. In lane number 1, Olympic Oval and crowd favorite Marco Schumann. Lane number 2, also skating in the Olympic Oval, Vincent Girard. And in lane number 3, Marc-Antoine Lemay. So in the previous race, we did have a penalty to Francis Dumichel. And Gibson Aimbo will move into the will be advanced. So once again, our 4 skaters in this race: Marco Schumann, Vincent Girard, Marc-Antoine Lemay, and Charles-Étienne Nadeau. Bill Kempers with the starting instructions there, and we are off to a good start. Marco Schumann quickly out to the lead, followed by his training mate Vincent Girard in second place. Lemay following in third, but it is Schumann and Girard. 1, 2, 3 laps to go. 2 teammates, training mates looking smooth out in the front. Girard closing down that gap quickly and jumping into the draft. Staying very efficient there. Coach Al McAveen giving both of those skaters some instructions as they come around to take the bell. Quick check behind them to see where the gap is. They're going to hear that there's about a 5-meter gap to third place, and so they will smoothly come through to the last lap and cross the line. 1, 2, Schumann and Girard. 1, 2, moving on to the one of the top 2 semifinals. They'll be coming up a little bit later this afternoon. So we now move into our bottom bracket quarterfinals. Just 2 skaters in our next race: Brendan Yamada, David Larue. Scores 2+0. In this, only 2 skaters. These skaters will fight it out to see who can have the fastest time. Jackson Hunter scratching after he fell in the first round, looking like he may have injured himself there. So these skaters will look to have a fast time and get a better spot on the line in their upcoming semifinal. They're underway. David Larue quickly into lead. Larue was in the final yesterday. It was a bit of a surprise for him to be there. A pleasant surprise, mind you. His coach Jessica Hewitt mentioning that she was pretty happy he moved on to that final. He's leading this race right now in front of Brendan Yamada. Yamada looking slowly close this gap and reel it in with 2 laps to go. We'll see if he can make a move as we come through. 1.5 laps to go, and it's still Larue in front. So they take the bell. Yamada, let's see. Let's hope he makes a move. Let's see something here at the line from him. No change in position, though. So those two skaters will be moving on to the E or F semifinals. Our next race will have 3 skaters. Paul Coder, Jérôme Pedersen-Coulombe, and Nicolas Perrault. These skaters will be also racing for a position in the E and F semifinals, so the top 2 skaters moving on to one of those positions. False start there. Looks like it was possibly skater in lane number 2, Jérôme Pedersen-Coulombe. And this time they're away cleanly. Paul Coder getting out to an early lead, followed by Pedersen-Coulombe and Perrault. Perrault looking to the inside, but being shut down by Pedersen-Coulombe. Coder continues to lead, and now Perrault moves up into second in front of Pedersen-Coulombe. Coder with a slight slip coming out of the corner. 2 laps to go for him. He's trying to keep his speed up. Perrault looking to get out that fishing rod and reel him in as they will take the bell. Around 9 seconds left for Perrault to pull out a win here, but now Pedersen-Coulombe with some speed on the outside. Too little too late, though. It will be Paul Coder with a wet left hand winning that race. Unofficially, of course. So 2 more quarterfinals left here in this bottom bracket of our men's 500 meters. 3 skaters in this race. As we see several scratches here that starting to have some skaters scratching out a little bit of my mistake. We've got all 4 skaters here. So no scratch for number 4, Roger Fulton. Vincent Bedard, Adrian Rudy, Drake Fu, and Roger Fulton. My apologies, I've got a page with a line through Roger Fulton's name. Good shot there of Vincent Bedard looking straight into the camera, showing the intensity of a 500 meters. Let's see if we see the eyes from Bedard again. As he looks forward. They're off to a start, and it is Vincent Bedard getting off to a quick start here. Drake Fu in second, Adrian Rudy in third. Scrubbing a bit of speed there as he looked inside of Fu. Roger Fulton of New Brunswick bringing up the rear. Bedard continuing to pull away as Rudy passes Drake Fu. Fulton getting back on his heels a little bit, but continuing on. Adrian Rudy now in second. Drake Fu and Adrian Rudy having a good battle for second, while Vincent Bedard continues to roll in the front as they'll come around to the lap. Rudy now pulling away from Fu as Fulton moves up on third place. Bedard looking strong to take this win as he and Rudy come through, and it will be Vincent Bedard and Adrian Rudy. 1 and 2. As we see there, Roger Fulton getting back on his heels, saving it from going down, but that lost a lot of speed for him. So he looked like he was trying to set up an inside pass there, but just not feeling comfortable on his blades. He did have a fall earlier today, so maybe not in the perfect headspace that he wants to be in for this weekend. Our final quarterfinal in the bottom bracket for the men, 500 meters. Jacob Savard, Seamus Smith, Simon Daudelet, Antoine Gagnon-Lamarche. And a good start from Seamus Smith from the Fredericton Club in New Brunswick. Getting off to a good start there. Skater number 4, Gagnon-Lamarche in second. Seamus Smith continues to lead, going a bit wide there as he tries to keep his speed big. And he indeed does so, growing the lead over Gagnon-Lamarche. Jacob Savard trying to set up a pass on Lamarche, but so far he's been unable to do that, running right into the back of Gagnon-Lamarche. Smith continues to lead. Lots of history in the Fredericton Club, and he looks to continue that success on in this race as he comes through with half a lap to go. And now Savard managing to get around Gagnon-Lamarche to take second place. It will be unofficially Seamus Smith, Fredericton, New Brunswick, and Jacob Savard. So that concludes our quarterfinal racing. We will be back live at 1:25, so we'll be taking a break for lunch. So again, 1:25, take time, have a lunch, maybe go for a walk or something and come back. We'll be live at 1:25 with the semifinals as our exciting racing of Canadian Junior Championships continues here at the Olympic Oval. We'll see you at 1:25.